Hi, I'm Chloe. I blog over at celebrateanddecorate.com, and I'm here today with a fun DIY for you for Hometalk. I am going to show you how to make a paper mache bowl. And you do not have to use, even though our title says you have a plain white bowl, any bowl will do. I like the bowl that doesn't have a real ridge on the bottom. You see that one, Lynn? Okay. I tried one with this, and it just didn't turn out quite as well. The ridge at the top didn't seem to make a difference, but this one did. So this is a really good shape to use. I think I got these at Target a long time ago. I don't think they have them anymore, but you probably have a bowl similar to this laying around. I also tried with a balloon, and I will show you that some of those results too, because I had some really good luck with those. And now, my disclaimer, I never made these before. I'm like, I really would like to try these. So I tried them, I posted them on the blog, I showed, and it's posted over on Hometalk, and I showed you how to do it, but everybody has a different way of doing this, okay? And now, in all of this, I have stuck my press and seal to itself. So some people say to wrap this with plastic wrap. Some say to cover it with Vaseline. And I'm like, then my inside of my bowl is going to be all Vaseline. So I found the easiest way to do it was Glad Press and Seal. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to stretch it and smooth it as tight as I can over my bowl. Now there's two different kind of doughs that you can use, glue that you can use. Well, I think there's more than that. You can use glue and water, but you can use flour and water. But I prefer to use a Mod Podge. And I cut my paper in 2 to 4 inch pieces, anywhere from 1/4 inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch wide. It really doesn't matter. And I'm going to try again with it torn, because she said then it gets smoother, and you'll see how I handle where it's not smooth. So I poured some Mod Podge out on a paper plate, and I used 2 different methods in making mine, because I wanted to, find out what are the best ways to show you what the best ways to use this are. So I'm just painting on the Mod Podge. You can't see it very well because it's white on white. And then I'm just going to start sticking down the newspaper. And if it doesn't stick, just put a little bit more on top of it. Just going to start building it up like this, okay? And you're just going to keep adding paper. Now, one of the other methods, and I used rubber gloves, latex gloves, whatever these are, because when Mod Podge sticks on your hands, it can take a while to get it off. But one of the other methods for doing it, and I like them both, it's just I was going through a lot of gloves, is take and dip your newspaper in the Mod Podge, okay? And I scraped it off on the edge and then put it on like that. There you go. So I really like this method a lot. I feel like it sticks down better. But if you don't want to get your hands all yucky and you don't want to use rubber gloves like this, you can use, I just wanted to show you that you can use a paintbrush. You are going to cover this all the way down as far as you want to go, and a good 1 or 2 coats of the newspaper on it. Let it dry completely. If you're up in the north where it's dry in your homes right now, that might mean a couple hours, or overnight. If you're down here in the humid, down here in Florida like us, it might take, overnight for sure. So I usually leave mine in, I cover mine with an entire coat of this, and then I leave it with the fan on in this room overnight. And I do suggest you protect your surface like I have with some brown paper. You don't want to decoupage some newspaper onto a good table, okay? Okay, so we have covered our entire bowl. several times, so probably 7 or 8 layers of newspaper on here. And this is what I found to be probably the most difficult part, is removing it. So I'm going to pull the press and seal out of the inside of my bowl. So when you pull down the edges, don't worry, you're probably going to pull the little edge here up a little, okay? And you're just going to keep pulling. And then I found that I had to use maybe a butter knife, or, yeah, see, it doesn't want to let go. This press and seal, if you leave it for several days, like I have, it doesn't want to come off. So like I said, this is probably the most difficult, but I wanted to show you this because I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, I ruined my bowl. It's now covered in newspaper. If your bowl starts to rip too much, you have not put enough coats on it, and you're going to want to just pull this back down and put some more coats of this on it. So, okay, so there would be our bowl if I had not abused this one quite so much. But I have one that I pulled off, okay? And then we're gonna pull off the press and seal. And see how hard it is? I want you to see how hard it gets, okay? Then I just took scissors and cut around the top edge to make it smooth. But if you don't want to, if you want, that really natural art, very organic, you can leave those rough edges and just paint it that way. And after I've trimmed this, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to paint here just a coat of white acrylic paint on it. Doesn't matter what color you're painting it, just put a nice coat of acrylic paint on your bowl. So here is one that I've painted, and the next step that I do is I chose 120, they say medium, sandpaper, okay? And just go to town sanding. And this is hard enough that you can smooth this right down. And like my sister suggested, maybe try tearing the paper instead, and you won't get such hard ridges. Same thing, you can sand this top edge to make it really smooth, and then you're going to be ready to put your final coat of paint on. But I wanted to show you what I did with one. I put a balloon over a small bowl here. I took this up, I didn't...
Thought the suggestion of putting some sand and a votive candle in it would be good too.
So you want to blow your balloon up first so it's a little stretched out, and then you want to cut off that top part of it. And you might be able to get one big enough to go over one of these, but I wasn't able to. And you're just going to take this and stretch it, and you will find that this is much easier to remove than the press and seal. So the press and seal is not the do-all end-all, as you saw me trying to get that off of there. And you're just going to stretch this, and then you're going to paper mache, okay? So I haven't taken this off yet, but let's take this off and let's see if I'm right that it comes off easier than the other one does. What I'm going to do is show you, and I'm going to show you a finished one. You can also make these on a balloon, and same thing. See how hard it is? And then we're going to pop our balloon. I mean, I think I really like making these on balloons better, but they don't have a flat bottom on them. But you can make them whatever size you want, which is kind of a cool thing. And the balloon does peel off much easier. And I wish you could feel this. This is as smooth can be in here. So same thing, you're going to trim the top off and paint this with the white paint, sand down these rough edges, and then you can paint it so that it's, and you don't have to paint them. You can also cover them with all kinds of tissue paper. You can take a tissue paper right on them, or like somebody said, she was going to put buttons on hers. There you have a bowl that was nothing but a balloon. Here is one of the bowls that I made. I did this one silver in the inside and gold on the outside. And I did want to show you that I used this Martha Stewart gold. Can you see what that says on it, Lynn? Gold.
Liquid gilding.
Liquid gilding. You do need to seal this afterwards, and I just used a spray sealer, and you want to use this somewhere where it is well ventilated, okay? But the golds are beautiful. And here, this is my bowl that I made out of the balloon, and you can see how pretty that smooth inside is. Isn't that gorgeous? And I did this one black. But to me, this looks like jewelry almost. I think this is a pretty art object. You know, here's one of the small bowls that I did over the press and seal, and you can kind of see the texture on the inside. Same thing, I did the gold gilding. I'm kind of in love with this gold gilding for everything right now. It's kind of golden red for Valentine's Day are attracting me. And then I just painted white and just used a dry brush on the edges there. Same thing, you need to make sure you spray it with sealer. And then this is the one I did on the ridged bowl. You can see the ridge in there. And same thing on these two, I started doing the paper mache on the inside, and I wished I hadn't. So I hope that I have taught you some things not to do today, as well as some things to do. If you have any questions, you want to see more pictures, head on over to Hometalk or celebrateanddecorate.com, and you'll see the whole lineup of how all the pictures and all the steps. Okay, thank you.